Yeah. Y'all know what it is. We here. I know. We're late. We're late. My fault. I had some other things I had to do real quick, but hey, let me turn that down. But we here. Sorry, my apologies for us running a little bit late, but we here. It's TK the Poet. You already know it, so you ain't got to quote it. And if I spoke it, you already know what that means. Yeah, I wrote it. And it's been a long week, y'all. Sorry for the inconvenience. Sorry for the poetry after dark not happening Friday, but it will be back in effect this Friday. Hey, and we have special guests coming on, so it's gonna be very entertaining. So hey, y'all pull up and see what we have going on. Uh, I just gotta talk my ish real quick, before we dive into some other stuff. But hold on, let me go ahead and give you my handles. Hey, y'all go support the YouTube channel, Black Room Media. Support, you know. Poetry After Dark, Friday. Go to Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, all that. It's TK the Poet, TkDaPoet. Hey, go subscribe. Hey, and y'all can catch all the replay back of our lives on our YouTube channel, Black Room Media. Let me y'all see it like hold on right there. Hold on, let me right there. Y'all see it right there. I'm pointing at it right there. Y'all see it. Black Room Media. Hey, so tune into the YouTube channel because we got a lot of exciting things going on. But yeah, let me talk my ish real quick because I had some alarming inboxes that came my way. They were saying you're good, but you're not that great. Hey, I like all the shade, but I am one of the greatest, most profound poets in Dallas, Texas. Yes, I am him. You know, So for all my people out there that like to hey, I appreciate that because that let me know that I'm on your mind. So I appreciate all the feedback from I have from people that watch my content, but that's not what we here for. What we here for? We're here to talk about some real spit. I don't know if I can custom, but we be doing our own thing anyway. So fuck it. We here to hear that real shit today. I got someone on the stage. One of my co-hosts on Hey, exclusive. Hey. We back. Where have it stopped? Hey, we still going. Hey, I'm sorry, my back. We back in effect. We're gonna have to cut that real quick. But hey, it's storming over here where I'm at. They cut the power. Hey, I'm not in control of that work. Hey, but we back in effect. We live in effect though. Hey, y'all come back. The weather is not going to stop this at all. So we here with poetry after dark. We're waiting for a couple more people to come up. But I want to introduce a very special lady on the platform. She go by exclusive. Out to exclusive. What's going on? I didn't ask you. On. Let me trip. Hey, what's going on?
What's going on? It's storming over here too. It's dark as hell outside. So
Look,
I
I'm
wasn't even sure.
hey,
That's why I asked you. I was like, is that me or is that you guys? Because it is a little bit in and out as far as service is concerned. It's thundering over here.
mhm. Man, it's raining real bad outside. I went out like, man, I know I paid the light bill. So they took it out my account. So look, the lights went out. I'm like, oh no, it's something going on. But we back in effect though. I'm gonna bring up one more special person. He is reigning and current champion of Porch Life two time champion. His wife. We're gonna bring him up.
Fair.
Oh, but the thing is real sensitive. Hey, what's going on with your fan?
Man, chilling,
Hey,
chilling.
Finn.
What's up, loser?
How you doing, Finn?
Well, I'm not having rain. I'm having nice sunny weather out here today. So,
Yeah, of course. You in Florida.
uh,
Of course. It's storming over here. So,
Yeah,
hey,
it's
it's storm.
trash.
it's good for y'all, man. Y'all need that rain out there in Texas.
We get
Yeah.
enough.
I
I
mean,
don't
we
want
really
hot
haven't been raining like that, though. It haven't really been raining like that. So, we probably do need the rain just a little bit.
I just need it not to be 100 degrees at 9 o'clock in the morning.
I was out there working today.
Yeah, I know it is Sunday, right?
hmm
You did say you had to work this weekend.
I
And I'm
will I will
That's
say,
trash.
having moved from Georgia, I was up at like 8 a.m. this morning, and it's already in the 90s, and I was like, okay, this back to Texas type shit right here.
out
That
for real. And it's just the humidity. It was just really, to me, it was the how it was just humid. And like, look, I lost about 5 pounds today. I know that.
huh? That water weight. That's what I say, boy. Y'all get this summer body. It'll definitely be because I was sweating. That's it.
Look, that summer fit. But I want to give a special shout out to my beautiful wife, Miss Beautifully Nana. You know, she was not feeling so good, so we had to reschedule. Poetry after dark, but she's doing well. Shout out to her, much love to her in her process of healing from my
Period.
ACL, MCL, and ABC, and a 1, 2, 3, all those ligaments right there. But yeah, but we just keep sending the praying messages for her to heal
No
quickly.
doubt.
I need her to heal quick. Like, look at
Mm-mm.
me. Look at me. I need her to heal quickly. Look, y'all just
Is she
don't know
back
that.
in?
But
Is she
you said what?
doing therapy yet? Has she started
I mean,
physical therapy?
yeah,
Why can't
she started on physical therapy. She knows she's moving it and like that, but yeah,
good?
she's still putting no pressure on it.
Right.
We taking it
I,
step by step.
where's our link?
Oh,
Are we live?
yeah, we live. We live in effect.
I can't find us, so
Oh,
I
I'm
can
watching.
share the live.
Let me see.
I
Let me
don't know why,
see.
but when I go to your page, it doesn't show me the live. The first thing shows me our
It's below that.
yeah. Can
No,
you
go.
see it,
Okay,
Finn?
Yeah, I'm
then
watching.
let me. You watch
It's
it.
in front. I'm watching it, the Poetry Life.
Anybody
Oh, okay.
else?
You know what I
Yeah,
probably did? I
I'm
did.
on my little.
It's some shit going down in Rebirth.
That's what my little just told me. Baby, I didn't even look.
What the hell was that?
Look,
Shit going down in Rebirth. What the fuck y'all watching?
exclusive. You good? You need some help? Wave a white flag. We here.
Blink twice if you're okay.
Look, let me go ahead and see if I can share it to my page because I think that's what I did. I had exit off of my page. Let me see. Poor life. Okay, let me share the broadcast.
My bad, y'all. Y'all know my sisters be supporting the live, and I think they just started going off about something, but they thought they was on mute. Look, my bad. It gets real. Shout
It's
out to
real.
the girls.
Look, I have a topic that I wanted us to talk about and get into it while we wait for other people to come in and join. One topic that came across my mind today is, what are you willing to settle for in a relationship? Are you willing to settle?
Now,
It's
what do you
the
mean by?
matter. Like, I mean,
Because I think that's a poor choice. I mean, unless you're actually talking about just settling, are you talking more like compromise? Are you talking about being a
well,
adult?
settling, compromising, it's kind of like the same thing because you're really not getting what you want, but you're settling or you compromising for the better. So you're not really getting what you want, but you still it's still kind of like settling if you still do compromise because they're saying like you really don't want to do it, but okay, for the better, for us, I do it. So you know,
For me, nothing, nothing. I'm happily saying
nothing.
I ain't settling. I ain't compromising. I'm staying single. I don't I don't have the desire to give what the other person would require or would want to receive from me. So I'm just gonna just keep it up, but 50 and say I'm good.
Hmm. So there's no compromising whatsoever.
I I mean that would not at this time, no. But, I mean because in the early stages of like courting and stuff like that, I wouldn't be on that time. So I mean I don't have the time or the uh really the willingness to give that person what they should probably deserve out of a relationship. So I'm just gonna keep it to myself.
Okay, that's respectful. But what is settling to you or compromising for you?
I mean, it would be again going back to the natural role that I've always had in the relationship. I would be the breadwinner. I would be the financial support. I would be, just giving the best of me I'd have to give. And like, right now, I don't see the benefit of doing that. So I'm just not going to.
So why is that? Let's get into that. Let's get into Phineas mental today. Why is that, Finn?
Because in previous relationships, it seemed to be one sided,
Mm,
and I gave too much and didn't receive even the minimalist of what I thought I deserved out of it. And then in the beginnings of dating, it's still this situation where you're proving yourself and you're trying to stand out amongst the crowd and stuff like that. And it's just like I don't feel like playing the games. So I mean, if the right person comes along, cool. But I'm good on the dating scene. I ain't. You don't have to go out. I don't want to take you out on the date. I don't want to do none of that.
but you don't want companionship of another woman. Just you don't yearn for that.
I mean, shit. Depends on who it is. Like I said, with the right person, something could change. Like right now, I'm good, man.
Okay,
I'm,
so you
I,
good until you find the right one.
yeah, if the right one comes along, then cool. If not, shit, I'm good. Like I said, I mean, in my current position, I'm able to pick up and move where I want to go, do what I want to do. Next weekend, I'm gonna go buy me a motorcycle just because. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just gonna, I'm doing me. So
Okay. Okay. Hey, be nice. Hey, I remember those days.
like I
Yeah.
said, it's been a long time since I had that. So I mean, while I'm having the freedom, I don't have any financial obligations to nobody. I have no debt. I have nothing. So it's just me, and I'm gonna enjoy my time. And at the end of the day, my peace of mind is more valuable than the companionship.
Okay. What about you, exclusive?
I feel opposite. The only reason I say that is because I don't feel like anybody's perfect. And I feel like a lot of relationship is getting to know somebody. Again, going back to what we always say, my perception is my reality, your perception is your reality. So I think when you try to make a situation blend, there's always going to be, unless you're just a clone, there's always going to be areas that you have to or may choose to. I don't want to say have to, that you may choose to settle for. Somebody may have an insecurity that you choose to settle for while they're working through something, or say I may be willing to settle for the fact that that person makes less than me. Or I think it really just depends. Now, am I saying like I'm going to settle for you and you have 3 girlfriends, a wife, a chick on the side, and you trying to add me to the harem? Hell no. But I do think that in loving somebody, you accept them flaws and all. And so that does require a small piece of compromise. I'm not going to be perfect to somebody. So they're going to have to or choose to, will need to choose whether or not they want to deal with me in the areas that I'm not yet perfected. So I feel a little different once a relationship is presented, but in agreement with Ben to some degree. Right now, I'm single. So again, it's my choice. Right now, I'm chilling. I'm an empty nester. Like he said, I can get up, come, go as I please. I don't have to answer to anybody, blah, blah, blah. But when the opportunity presents itself, absolutely compromise is something that you have to consider.
Yeah, but the exclusive, the compromise is different.
Then settling?
No, I'm saying the compromise that you would compromise for and the
Oh,
compromise that I would compromise for is different. So my
yeah.
compromise would be a financial investment basically off the rip.
Mhm.
And yours would be more of like a attraction and how the person makes you feel and stuff like that. So the compromise is different.
How?
Like how we've had this conversation. It's like when a guy's courting you,
Here we
you
go,
want
fam.
no. I mean, this is a talk. We've already had this conversation on the live. It's like when a guy's courting you, you expect him, if he asks you out, to pay for the food. You expect him to contribute
Man,
financially. Wait,
here
what?
we go. When did I say all of that, Finn?
It was going up our past life.
When I say all of that, Finn?
Okay, hold up. Before that, we got someone in the lobby. I'm gonna bring them up. I think they named Dirty or Dirty. I don't know. What? Look, you gonna have to pronounce that. I don't know what you wrote down though. So you're gonna have to say your own name because I don't want to see it's dirty. You're not dirty. You know, it may be clean. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say that. What's going on, with you, man?
What's going
Okay,
on? Can y'all hear me?
let's get them back here. There we
Can y'all
go.
We
hear
can
me?
hear
Hey,
you.
what's
We
going
can't
on?
see you. Yes.
Yeah, what's going on,
Man,
Dirk?
man, just jumping on, seeing what y'all talking about, man. Shit, let me
Go
turn
ahead
the camera on.
because I
Yes, turn the camera on. Who we talking to? It's the family
we don't know.
reunion. Who we introducing?
Hey, what's going on, Mr. Man?
Hey, man, just jumping on, saying what's up to my boy Finn, man. You know, told me jump on here, check y'all out. I see y'all talking about
Okay.
relationship shit. You know,
Are
Yeah, Mo.
So I
Most
mean,
definitely. Well,
what's the topic? You said y'all talking about dates and who paying and all shit like that.
Don't let Finn get you in trouble on your first night.
Wh-
Don't let
look,
Finn get you caught up on your first night.
Nah, he can't get me in trouble. He didn't got me out of trouble. That's for one. That's for one thing.
He about
okay,
to he
You know,
about
okay.
to walk
so
you right into it. No,
But
yeah,
so the
that is. Go
topic
ahead.
was uh, in a relationship, what are you willing to settle for?
um, I
Or do
mean,
you
in a
believe that
relationship, you
settling in a relationship is necessary?
say that part. I missed the end of that. What'd you say?
Do you think it's necessary to settle, or you think that like they go against your morals to settle, or
You
are
gotta
you
settle.
willing?
You gotta settle these days, bro. Like this. That's just how it is. I mean, nobody's perfect. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go into it with um, okay, this person has this, and this wrong with them. I'm not gonna fuck with them. Or you can be like, okay, it's just this thing wrong with them. I'm gonna fuck with them. It's really up to you though. It's everybody's different. You know what I mean? Me personally, like I said, nobody's perfect. So you gotta like accept the person for who they are and be like, this is who I want to be with, even though they don't do this, or this. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have a number. Really, is what I say. If they got three things they do that you don't like, for me, it's a no. You know what I'm saying? But if they got a one thing, all right, you can move around that. Like I said, so I mean, everybody different though. That's just me.
All
So
right,
have
Dirk,
you?
you get a point back. Go ahead.
How about what?
I said you didn't earn the point back. Carry on.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
But you know what? Have you ever settled past your means?
No, not necessarily. You know what I mean? Is back in the day, I might have been trying to figure it out. You know what I mean? So I would just really just go with whoever would like me. You know what I'm saying? We would figure it out. But once you figure out what you like in life, then you kind of build off of that, and then you find that person that works for you. You know what I'm saying? You can't really just settle. You know, it's age is a factor too. You know, if you're
Mm.
23, you can say, hey man, I ain't fucking with you after the smallest little thing. But once you get up there in age, like me, I'm 40, you be like, hey, yeah, you may not do this, that, and the third, but you fine as hell. Let's just make it work. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I don't know. It just really depends at the end of the day.
Okay, so
So
before we get too deep into this conversation, go ahead and let the people know who you are, give out your handle, and give a shout out to anybody that want to give a shout out to.
I mean, I'm gonna just shout out my boy Finn, man, just for putting me on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, we used to go, make music together and shit like that. My boy Mr. Magic City is what I call him to this day. So, I
Okay.
mean, that's just is what it is. If y'all want to holler at me, I'm on Instagram. You know what I mean? Love dot give it to him dot Jones. It is what it is. So, holler at me.
Yeah,
Okay.
so what I'm saying, and I agree with both what Dirty and Exclusive was saying was, yeah, if you
Yes,
want to be in a relationship, you're gonna end up settling in some aspects of that person. You're not gonna find a
absolutely.
person you agree 100% with, or that you
Hmm.
like 100%, or that you know worship the ground they walk on. Because, and even if you do find that person, they probably don't feel that way about you. So you know what I'm saying? One of the two of y'all is settling for some shit. But
Right, right.
to my point is, at this point in my life right now, I ain't settling for nothing. I'm
Okay.
doing me.
So I got a question for the men. I'm gonna lay off the ladies for the night. I got a question for the men. So if your woman cheat on you, no, let's not say that first. What happens? You get caught cheating and your girl find out. Boom, she takes you back. You find out your girl, she want to get some get back. She cheat too. Are you take her back?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, no,
Absolutely not. You got to go.
you got yeah. Bye.
It just
Why?
it
Why?
is just is what it is because women are more accepting of our flaws than we are of theirs. It's just how it is. It's how we was raised. I mean, I don't know. I can't do it. Can't do it.
But
I tried to
but
do it. I tried to do it once, and all you do is have that image in your head like this chick ain't no good, man. So
but what about her image when she takes you back?
she's got the power to leave me. You know what I'm saying? That ain't got nothing to do with me. But hey,
That's
I feel it
tough.
though. I feel it though. Everybody's equal. So you want to leave me, leave me. But hey, they stronger than us, I guess, because I can't do it.
Yeah,
No
I
sir.
can't. But I
Mm-mm.
would never put myself in that situation because I ain't one for cheating. So I ain't never cheat. And if you cheat on me, I'm chunking the deuce. So
Feel
Hmm.
that.
So what you think with you being a lady? What you think about that?
That's tough, but it's real. I know I know more men that feel that way. Take me and I mean you guys can give me maybe some wisdom on this. I literally hear from my friends that are men that cheat on their spouses, girlfriends, or whatever, that men can have sex without being connected. But women have
Oh
sex
yeah.
from their soul or from their heart or from their feelings. So the reason why men feel like, oh, I could just dust shorty off and come home, it ain't shit, is because they don't have the same depth of connection. But they know if a female slept with a dude, she was connected to him in a different type of way. And that's the part that hurts his ego.
what because you got to look at the get back. You see the man takes the opportunity. If there's open pussy opportunity available, he might jump on that because it's available and there. The woman, to get her get back, goes to a friend who she's known for 16 years, goes to his friends, goes to it's some type of past previous relationship or something hurtful towards that other person. Where the guy is just, I mean, it was available, it was there.
No, that's a good point though. I never really thought about that. That connection a woman has with a man is much stronger than a man has for a woman in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So that's a real good point to touch on. That makes my point even more valid. Like that's why I can't take you back because you feeling this dude when I was just just trying to stick my stick in the mud. You know what I'm saying? It's in and out. I'm cool. You know what I mean? Feelings are stronger there. So
So okay,
That's
I got
tough.
a question for you. Now, this might be a throwed out question and stuff like that, but with these topics, you never know what you might get. So I got a question for you. Let's say you was you was picking up your homeboy from jail, right? Now the
mhm,
lady that you been with, y'all been together for like 5 years. She was like the best woman of your life. You know,
okay.
she gave you everything you needed. You know, she cooked, she cleaned. She was freaky in the bed, all this other stuff. Like she was the perfect woman for you. Your
Hmm.
partner get out of jail, whatever. You go pick him up. You're like, hey man, I'm gonna run you by the house. I want you to meet my old lady. So you running by your house and stuff like that, and you introduce. They have like a little awkward, a little moment. Then they introduce themselves and whatever, and he pull you to the side and it's like, look, remember that a long time ago when I had that little freaky broad coming by the spot and she used to toss everybody up in the house? That's a little tosser right there. So with that information, he telling you about little tosser. Are you gonna stay with her or are you gonna leave her?
She got to go.
But
She
see,
got to go.
but
It's just that simple, bro. It's no way around it. She got to go. I'm sorry.
but that
That's
was
just
like
how I go.
6 years ago.
Six,
I don't
six
give a
years,
damn.
6 years ain't a
But
long
see, but she the
It could
perfect
be
woman.
20 years
time.
ago.
If you had
You,
said 2 years ago, maybe,
nah,
maybe,
nah.
and that's dependent on the situation. But no, 6 years ain't nothing.
She got to go.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's
Dang, so you throwing away 5 years of a good relationship. She's perfect to you. She does everything that like she the perfect woman for you. You gonna throw away all that because she had a wild past?
it's not about
Absolutely.
the wild. It's not about the wild path. It's about moving in the. It's her past moving in the same peer group as me. Now it's no longer sacred between me and her because in the same peer group they've all had it. So how can I what she's given away for free in the past, she's now asking me to step up and provide for it. You know what I'm saying? So it's it's a different. It's when it's in the peer group, man. It's just like all the homies that hit it. It's something different.
So that's kind of y'all judging someone on their past. Like this is 6 years, 6 or 7 years ago, and you
Okay,
know,
so
like
okay, this is one thing that I don't understand about people these days. The choices that you make have consequences to them. That's it. The choices you make have consequences to them. And you have to live with the choices you've made and the consequences that come with it. That's period. So even if it was in the past, and not saying that you can't find somebody, you're not going to find everybody that's willing to accept your past mistakes for having a future with you. That's just the choice you make in life has consequences.
but
Mhm.
that's kind of wild though.
It's tough.
Okay, so look, so exclusive. What do you think? Could you take back a dude if your homegirl came to you like, man, this dude is a little nasty little thing, whatever. You know, he was a little freaknik back in the back. So can you take him if he's a good man to you?
I would prefer that somebody not outside of us tell me before somebody, I would prefer that you tell me first. Let me make that decision between us so that by the time somebody else brings it up, I can already have that shut down. I already know. It's the shock factor of somebody from outside the group coming up to me being like, oh, yeah, we done ran through up on, I done sat on this nigga lip a couple times. His head is fantastic. Like, I don't want that. I don't like to be put in a predicament where people can taunt me about what I hold sacred at home. Can you turn a hoe into a housewife? Of course you can. I didn't seen it happen, I promise you. Um, I didn't seen some people that I knew from back in the day that was bust wide the fuck open. And now you can't even get them to turn their neck. So the same way that I would want somebody to overlook who I was 10 years ago, because I'm not her now. I wasn't that, but I'm just saying, whoever I was a brawler. So suppose there's a guy that's like, yeah, I heard that you like to throw hands. I don't really want to fuck with no temperamental females. Well, to me now, I feel like I'm a little more dormant than that. So I don't want you to hold me accountable to who I was 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, because every day I'm trying to be better than the woman I was yesterday. So it's a really touchy subject. But for me, I don't want to find out from the homies before I find out from you. At the point that you lay eyes on somebody that look familiar, you might want to, babe, we need to talk. And at least let me come at you from there. Now, on the flip side, again, I think it's a double standard where females are concerned, because once you find out that all the homies that had your female, she becomes like tainted or some shit. She becomes like marked and avoided. I don't know why
Hold on,
that's the case, but
But you just
hold on
said the
for a
same.
second. Hold on for a second. Let me address something real quick. I need you to come up here. I got something I got to speak to you about. She said in the comments that she don't date felons and guys that have done hard drugs or hit women. I
who
need
said
you to
Okay,
that?
come up and
yeah,
explain yourself, Miss
no,
A.
that's something that I was gonna bring up. So, like, if we talk about consequences in the past, that's something.
Mhm.
So, if you were with a man and he's treating you right, everything's going good, and then you find out he's on a sex offender list, is that something are you staying with him?
If he's on the what list?
Sex offender. If he's a registered sex offender and you ain't know it, he ain't shared it with you before, but now you find out when you move in different circles and you find out that now you're dating a registered sex offender. Is that something you stay with? I mean, do you thug that out, or do you cut ties? Like I said,
I'm going to say initially, depending on, okay, two case scenarios. If it was with a child, no, because I'm a grandma of 7. If it was If it was with an underage girl, then I can absolutely tell you when I was 15, 16, and 17, I was definitely laying up under somebody's son who was over 21. So with that case scenario, that would be hypocritical for me to be like, oh, you had you a little young shorty.
I love the freeze frames. It's the freeze frames for me, though.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
know,
that's
the
the
freeze frames for me. Hold on, I'm gonna bring up Miss AP, Miss April. She's in the building. You know, let me if I can get some hands of applause.
what's up, what's up?
What's going on with you, April? If you hear me, you gonna have to come in and come back out. Hold on, AP. Run for me. Come back here. Don't you run.
Uh-oh.
You
Uh-oh.
because some of it I understand, but some other stuff I really don't understand. Like, why you don't date felons? Let's get into that.
Well, first of all, they don't come right out and tell you. You always have to find out when they can't find a job or they, you know what I'm saying, you get pulled over. These are situations now. I'm speaking on situations I have been in, so I want to put that out there. Get pulled over. This nigga didn't get out arrested. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't say that online. This dude got arrested, or if they would come out and be honest about it right away, so we can talk about it, so I can figure out. But usually, it come with a lot of other problems, and that is somehow hindering how they're living their life now. That is to where I was to get involved with them, then it's gonna affect me too in some way. So I usually just like do a broad brush, you know what I mean, and be like, I'm gonna just leave all of them alone. But you have to understand the climate that's going on right now, TK, too. There's guys who won't date me because they knew somebody who dated me at South Garland, or there's guys that won't date me because I'm a divorced single mother. There's guys that won't date me because based on the BMI scale or whatever it is, I'm 20 pounds overweight. You know what I mean? So I got stretch marks or my breast cup. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like we just living in a petty society right now. We all gonna do it. I used to not be like that. I used to be a lot more understanding, but I'm not getting that understanding from the male side these
Hold on,
days.
wait a minute. Because I'm a felon. You know, I mean, this is public records. You know, y'all can look my name up and see all types of crazy shenanigans I used to do in my past. You know, I was one of the ones back then. So, but that was back then. But I'm not the same person who I was back then. So you can't.
They don't.
Why
They,
you don't date friends when like you feel like a person can't change?
I'm
Are
not
you
the same
good?
person I was in my 20s too. But you heard Finn. If a guy found out that you didn't, you know what I'm saying, that you got more than 5 bodies or 10 bodies, you know what I mean? They're gonna put you in a category. You
No,
know what I mean?
hey, bro, I disagree. That's what I was speaking on. Was
I know you were talking about intricacies of people that you know
no,
in your
no, yeah,
group.
I'm talking about the peer group, and that kind of goes back with what you're saying. It's like when you find out after the fact, it's something different than if you're given the knowledge up front. Like if the woman came up and said, this is something. Look, I know I've hit some of your homeboys, then it gives me the opportunity to make the decision and not get embarrassed when we're out in that public space if I choose to fuck with. You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna put that girl in a category, just like they would put me in a category. People, you know what? When I go out on first dates these days, they ask me how many children I have. They don't even ask me was I married. They don't ask me nothing like that. They be like, "Oh, you got 3 kids." I usually just leave it at that. You know what I mean? And let them come up with their own because they don't ask questions. But you better guarantee they throw me in a category based on they automatically think I got 3 baby daddies. It's like automatic. It's crazy.
You
So
know why you have how many kids you have? That's one of the questions I have. Like how many kids you have? Because you have
I
too
know.
many shit. Sure, how bad you look. Doses. Like, nah, we're not doing
Okay,
that. That's the
okay, but
reason why
okay,
men
TK,
ask.
but you know But I was married also. I would just showed that to y'all or told y'all that. But these aren't the questions as a black woman, though. I don't get asked, was I married or have I ever been married? They automatically ask me, how many kids you got?
That's because they
Or how
trying to
many.
go to Pound Town. That's all that is.
Exactly.
They
Exactly.
don't worry
Even if
about
they
the
do,
marriage. They want to know how
even if,
easy it is to get to them draws. That's what they
yep,
want to know.
yep. And they put you in a category and they might not even like you, but they still going to hang around to see if they can smash.
Absolutely.
But see, okay, so boom, I can see it both ways from what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing. So if a man like, okay, if she got like 4 or 5 kids, oh yeah, she busting that thing wide open. I know I can get in, get out. You know. Then if you ask her, so the next question is how many baby daddies you had, and she said 4. Oh yeah, she a freak. I mean that's
or
how.
very
She got 4 baby daddies, 4 kids. So shit, you busted that thing wide open. So let me go ahead and get my in and dip out. You know what I'm saying? But on the other aspect of it, though, I can see if a man asks like, okay, if she got 4 kids, that's something that I really don't want to deal with. That's a big responsibility of me jumping in a relationship, getting to know you. Then I gotta
Yeah,
get to know your kids, take care of your kids because if the father not around, you
around until they can try to sleep with you first, and then they'll tell you they don't want nothing serious or whatever the case, whatever they're
Well,
going
let's
to
just clear
use.
the air. The question of when a man asks how many kids do you have or do you have kids, it's just to access basically how hard it is to get to you. You know what I'm saying? If you have 5 kids, he's probably gonna be like, I don't know. If you got 4, okay, maybe 3, okay, we getting close. If you got 1 kid, okay, what time's that kid go to sleep? You know what I'm saying? They trying to see how quick they can get the draws. If that's their main concern is how many kids do you have, they trying to see how easy it is to get to that bedroom. That's just all it is. That's why they're not asking if you married. If you married, you wouldn't be on no date. If you married and on a date, then they'll figure that shit out later. But I don't know if I can cuss on her. My bad. But yeah, that's as simple as plain. Don't overthink it. Don't over analyze it or nothing like that. They asking how many kids you have to see how easy you are. That's just all it is.
yeah,
Period.
because a man will fuck you. Doesn't mean he'll marry you. He'll fuck you.
We all, I think more than half of the women population knows that fact for sure. That's why, and that's why it's
Some
kind of
don't.
confusing these days. It's kind of confusing these days because, dudes they be looking to smash after day one and day two. But they, you know what I mean? But it's kind of contradicting because they want a girl with a low body count.
so I,
So,
I got a question. So, like,
I think that's overrated nowadays.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've never
That's
thought it was
past. That's
super
past.
important. So, but
Nah.
I
That's
mean,
when
if
we
you're
was
gonna be
young. We thought
judging
like that.
me, I'm gonna be judging you. Like you want to judge me because I had 3 kids? Okay, bet. How many times have you been to jail? How many times have you hit a woman? Because we can do this all night. Like,
I mean, see, I think the difference is what the intention of the man is. If the intention of the man is just to get some pussy, then yeah, it's about accessibility. It's about, okay, you got 3 kids. That means different age groups. That means you're busy this majority of the time. That's conflicting with my schedule, so it's not going to be easy for me to get that quality time to get some pussy. So I'm not going to do it. Then
but they're also judging how soon you, like he said, how soon you should be opening your legs up because you have 3 kids. Like they're
Okay,
like,
so
oh, okay.
no, I can address that too. So with that, what they're doing is they're saying, okay, so I'm not willing to take on the responsibility of a family. I'm not willing to play stepdaddy to these 3 kids. So I'm kind of putting a time frame on how long I'm going to play to get this pussy, and it's just depending on whether you give it up in that time or not, and before he moves on.
but see,
So if
look,
you give it,
see if a dude was smart like with me, like back in my my player days when I wasn't married, back in my day, like I could talk to a chick for like
Yesterday.
3 months. You know, I could talk to a chick for about 3 months and don't even smash her because I'm smashing 2 other chicks. So I can walk you. I can slow walk you. and feel like you have that, that great man that listen, that's not too pressured on just getting into your body and stuff like that. I can make you think that because I'm like I already smashing these two chicks, so I can slow walk you until you ready.
Facts.
See, TK, when we do that, if I like, say for instance, I'm on a third date, fourth date with a guy, and we ain't done nothing yet, you know what I'm saying? He gonna be automatically thinking that I'm smashing another dude. You know what I mean? Like that's the mindset that I've been seeing these days. And you know what I'm saying? Which nine times out of ten, that's not true. But they're gonna automatically be like, oh, she ain't giving it to me, she giving it to somebody else. You know what I mean? Like you're not even allowed to preserve yourself anymore once they find out certain details that they didn't like about you.
Well, I think a lot of guys just don't believe you when you say if you tell a guy no, I'm not having sex with anybody at the time. They probably in their head thinking that's bullshit because most of the time, in my experience, the woman has a friend or a fuck buddy or something, some guy that they have just for sex with no relationship entitlement to that. So
Well, I mean, it's like again, so you're gonna go into a relationship or try to start one with prerequisites and already a preconceived notion about that person. What's the point? So you know what I mean? Like once I get that vibe from a guy, then I'm gonna let him think whatever he wants. Now my kids are 20, 18, and 17. Nobody gonna be worried about the you know what I'm saying? They automatically think, oh, I'm finna have to play stepdaddy. No, you're not. They have a great father. So, like stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna already put me in a category, then we can just end this now. If you're gonna believe something that you didn't hear from me or nobody else, based on something that you used to deal with, then we can go our separate ways. No, we don't really have time for that right now.
Okay, look, I got a question for you, AP. So, what is the time frame you let a brother get in them draws? What is the time frame?
There is no time frame. Like it's when you comfortable with that person.
So,
Like if
Absolutely.
I,
you can't be
it's
that person in 3 days.
days. No, are you kidding me? Days like
well,
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
that's a time frame. Yeah, so
Well,
days.
I said there wasn't no time frame. So because I've been comfortable with some guys quicker than others. There's been red flags with one guy's that wasn't a big enough red flag for me to break it off, but it was just a red flag for me. There was a yellow flag for me to keep my eye open. So, pay attention. If he's showing inconsistencies with how he's texting, calling, I'm not finna, as cool as he may be, it's probably going to take him a little time to show me some stuff. So there's no time frame for me. It's based on individuals.
So, you ain't never had a one night stand.
I didn't say that.
I'm have you?
No, not to no, no. Just
Are you?
meeting one person on the same day and doing the same night. No, I've never done that.
Oh, okay, because you had to think about it for a second. So I was like, what? Okay, she thinking,
Well, look. These days, people be using terms that they don't know what the terms mean. So I just want to clarify. If you're just talking about going out to a club, meeting somebody, and then ended up with that same person that same night, no, I have not done that before. I'm just too scary actually because I don't trust people.
Okay, okay. Gentlemen, have y'all ever had like a one night stand?
Yeah,
Not the head scratch. Oh no.
Okay, so this is the next question.
Yes,
After you
absolutely.
after you had
They're the
that one
best.
night stand, with the chick or said person, uh, how do you feel about that woman?
A lot of my relationships started from the first night sex.
I was
I
gonna
don't
say
judge
Really?
women by, yeah, absolutely. Most of my relationships start like that.
yeah.
Like within the first week, we doing something, and we usually end up being a couple for a while. You know what I mean? Because I don't
Slick
like
tongue,
bouncing.
you slick tongue devil,
Hey,
you. Watch out now.
it is what it is, but I don't know. I don't judge women for that. Like, it is what it is. You know what you want. I know what I want. So,
I was gonna say two out of my three. long-term relationship started out basically one night standing,
See,
and then we just
see,
kept talking after the fact. So
Now I will admit to knowing a guy,
you wait too
and
long,
then
you ain't. Don't wait too long.
this is what I will admit to. Like I've known a guy, or I've been in acquaintance with him in some way, work, school, or whatever, and then we end up going out and doing something soon. But I don't count that. And I don't know if y'all count that as a one night stand, but because if I knew him prior to that and we were acquaintances or friends or whatever, and then something just so happened to hang out when we hung out that night. That has happened to me, but it never was somebody that I met the same day.
well, not necessarily met, like in person met. I think would qualify as a like in person. So like you could have conversations on the phone and texting back and forth and never had met
Well,
in
wouldn't
person.
they have had to meet me in person to get my phone number?
No, man, we live in the age of the internet.
No,
Oh no,
Yeah.
okay, no, I'm not doing that, sir.
Hold up. Exclusive. Have you ever had a one night stand?
In that case scenario, yeah. I have chopped it up with somebody, gotten to know them. Again, age of the internet, introduction. Maybe we did meet. And the first time we met, we exchanged numbers. We were chopping it up. And then the first time that we actually were in each other's company, did some shit pop off? Absolutely. In my older years, I steer away from that. However, in my younger days, yeah, that shit has absolutely happened, especially we're drinking, partying, weed, and vibes are kind of going. Um, yeah, I don't. I can't even say necessarily if I consented to it. I can't necessarily say I regret it either because I knew what I was signing up for.
Okay. So how that make you feel about the dudes after? Like, did you talk to them or was it just a hit and run?
That depends.
was the sex bad? Is what I'm
Right.
asking.
Correct.
That's what we're getting at.
Exactly. I ain't even gonna
Like,
hold. It depends on praise God. So it really depends. Like, was the sex good? Was the head game intact? Like, was it what it was, or is it like sometimes you can get with somebody with a guy and he's so anxious that it just ruins the whole goddamn thing. And so what you thought was a vibe when y'all were chilling, relaxing, chopping it up, and all that other stuff is completely different. Or sometimes it's like, oh, okay, we did the damn thing. Now let's go back to chilling. But again, now he's anxious, like on your goddamn neck. And that's very unattractive in some aspects.
So so to me, it sounds like if when you're saying he's anxious, you mean like he's feeling you too much, like he's
Yeah.
thinking.
So say like
So he would have been ready to take it to the next level if you were in the same mindset.
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like we could have gone into the same thing at the same time. It was a moment, it was a vibe. We've been chilling, but now the chilling is different because that particular factor has now entered the ring. I'm still okay with us moving to that next level, but now you like pressed up against my head and it's different. If we're both going in that direction at the same time, fine. But again, it just depends. I have been on both sides of the fence. So I have been that person that was like, ooh, okay, that thing was all right. Let me stay on this motherfucking heels. And it seemed like he was more like, nah, I'd just rather keep it a vibe. And I was turned off by that because I felt like it was only going to be that. Like, you're cool with me as long as you can get a free coochie coupon, but you don't want to take it past that. And in my mind, crossing that line was moving us along according to your gift of gab. So, I mean, I've been the fool and I've been a villain.
Ooh, yeah.
yeah, definitely got
Well,
to be
I
on the same page.
and I ain't no villain. So
Wait, I want to ask exclusive. Have you have you ever had that experience where you like the first time y'all had sex just like made you want to keep them? Cause I just had like my first experience with that, like, and I'm at the grand old age of 38. So, but I'm wondering, is that like, have I just been missing out, or like, is that common? Because I ain't been getting.
No, for me, it was psychological. I'm just gonna say,
Okay.
that. In my younger days, um, I thought that I was pursuing a relationship. And so anything that somebody could sweet talk, well, not anything, because again, I don't have like a body count that's this goddamn high. But I'm just saying, if I was in the I want to be in a relationship vibe, and a dude was talking to me on that relationship type level, I didn't think to myself, oh, he just trying to talk my drawers off, because I used to assume that people keep it 100 like I keep it 100. So lie for what? If you just want some pussy, say that. I might want to give you some. But if that ain't what you want, but if you don't want nothing attached to that, say that. Don't trick me into some shit that I think I'm getting into this and it turns out to be something else.
What?
So
You know they're not gonna tell you right away.
Yeah,
But
but I can't say that, because I have had dudes that was like, hey, yo, I ain't really trying to be in a relationship. I'm just trying to and I respect that more than I respect the nigga pouring oil in my ear thinking that I want to be greased up for some shit that really wasn't what it was. But again,
I got a question for that though, exclusive.
Yeah.
So
I have a question too. Go ahead.
you've been into it to where it's just sexual relationship, and then you had the sex and you weren't impressed by it, and so you cut things off because it wasn't meeting your standard of sexual quality that you want. So if a guy does the same thing, how is it him telling you, whispering in your ear, trying to tell you something just to get the pussy? Maybe he just wasn't. It wasn't the compatibility that he wanted.
True. I'm not saying that was his fault. I'm just giving her my experiences. I mean, he might have been like, in his mind, it might have been like, again, I've never been told that my coochie was trash, but hey, if somebody's out there, speak now, forever hold your goddamn peace. All I'm saying is sometimes
we're not
guys
going
will
to
do what you want to hear so you can get some coochie.
Yeah, well, men don't
going
typically.
to
Yeah, men
trash,
don't.
we're not going to tell you.
You said what? TK?
I said we're not going to tell you that it's trash. Like,
Men don't do that. Yeah.
So
Y'all
you
know
know,
Tell each other though.
Yeah, I know people that will tell a shorty, hey, this joint trash as fuck. But I might know a different set of people. Maybe that's up top people. I don't really know. I'm not from here. Maybe the South is a little more hospitable. But where I'm from, and the dude I used to run the street with will literally get up and put a bitch out.
With the men who are having issues keep getting sex, they're not gonna tell you, because it's always gonna be, as long as in their mind they feel like they did something. They'll keep that option open if all the other options are dried up. That's why I was saying, like, most of them are not. I feel like most women's experiences is some guy that taking them out or whatever, and then she gets comfortable enough to do something with him, and then she finds out later, instead of having that important conversation right up front, because a lot of guys know that a lot of women are going to say no, versus running into those ones to be like, yeah, well, I'm okay with that too.
Facts. Dirty, I'm sorry, you had a question? Am I saying that right?
Yeah, you said it perfect. But no, so a lot of people say keep it real. If all you want is the pussy, tell me up front. That's fine and dandy. But from my experience, when I say that, I don't get it. You know what I mean? So I had to go through phases of, hey, I don't want no relationship. Hey, I don't want this to be nothing real. It gets you nowhere. So speaking for other men, not myself, sometimes you have to go to that avenue of trying to find a relationship to get it. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm getting at is basically you get in that pattern of saying you want a relationship just to get laid, because that's the only way to get laid sometimes. I've never in my life have I met somebody that said, if you want the pussy, just say so, and then they give it up. No, they say, oh, say all you want is the pussy, and then they say, okay, Deuce, I want a relationship. That's what they do.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry.
Now,
That's my
if you're
experience.
having a
I mean,
conversation,
but that's what you're supposed to give her the option to be there.
correct. Or
Absolutely.
if you're,
100%.
when you meet this
But
individual or meet this young lady, if you say off the top, well, what are you looking for? And they
Mhm.
say, oh, I'm just looking for something casual, then that's the person that you can say, well, I just want to bust it open a couple days a week. And that's it. But if you have a conversation with somebody and say, what are you looking for? And she's saying, I'm looking for a relationship. And that's not what you want, but you do want fuck, then that's kind of different. So you are going to come across a bunch of women that's only wanting to connect on a relationship level. But did you, to those specific men, did you ask her up front, was she just looking for something casual? And
every
don't
single
get
time.
me wrong, women lie and
But
say, oh yeah, that's fine. You could just be a fuck buddy, because they know, because they think that the pussy is a trapper keeper.
Never heard that in my life. I'm 40 years old.
the shit can get weird. The shit can get weird in the opposite. Like I could tell a woman, like, hey man, I'm just keeping it casual. Let's see where things go. Like I don't know. I'm not really looking for nothing. Let's just see what happens.
But see,
Mhm.
women, that's a challenge though. They really
But let's
take that.
Yeah, but like
Mhm.
let's play it by ear. I'm telling them up front, like, hey, I don't want anything serious. But let's just see what happens, and then some crazy shit can happen, go down after that. You know what I'm saying? And then they're like, oh, I thought we were together. No, I told you from the jump that we just playing it. How we playing it cool.
When you say, hey, keep it, well, I just want to keep it casual and see where it goes. But in the process of that, she's like, you know what? I agree. But
Trapper
she
keeper.
chooses to not, have sex because she want to see where it goes before it gets to that level. Are you going to stick around?
It depends. It depends. If we feeling each other and we hanging out and she's giving me time and we're still vibing, yeah, I'll hang out with her. But I mean, if you start off and we start having sex and then you cut me off, you expect me to wait for how long? Like we've already done it. We've already established the parameters of where we are at, and now you're taking that away. Like
Well, no, I know you were talking about in the instance that y'all have already started, but in a few of my situations where I did hear from the dude that he wanted something casual or he wasn't looking for anything serious, I was like, oh, or then or the one that said, oh, let's just see where it goes, let's put whatever the code words are, and then you be like, okay, cool. But you don't do nothing with them. You still hang out with them. You still might go out to eat, grab some drinks, whatever. But you don't take it all the way there. Those dudes typically drop off the map because
because
for whatever reason.
they drop
So
off.
what I'm saying, they don't really they that's still not being 100% honest because it's like you're not really trying to see where it goes. In most of these cases, the guy, not you, Finn, but most of the cases, they're really not trying to see where it go. They just want to see how long it's going to take you to get there.
Yeah, but I think that's part of seeing where it goes is like, okay, when you're saying y'all are hanging out, you're going out for drinks, are these dates? Is he taking you out on dates and you not putting out, or y'all just hanging out and meeting up as friends? Like it depends on what the criteria of the
Well,
meetups
people
are.
don't even really use the word date no more. They just be like, hey, you free Friday. Okay, let's meet up at the beer garden. You know what I mean? Like people don't even really use only a certain generation of men use the word date these days. So I think that that word is one of them words that is skewed. The definition is skewed because they'll ask you out, hey, what I'm saying, are you free Saturday night? You know what I'm saying? Let's go grab some drinks. The word date might not even come up, but you go hang out with that person and you chill and then y'all go home. You go home.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you this. So say y'all are playing it casual
That's
like
the date,
that.
though.
Yeah, it is. Okay, but say y'all are playing it casual like that, and he says, "Hey, meet me up at the beer garden," and then he buys your drinks or buys you dinner or something like that. He does that 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. You don't give him none, but he's also playing it casual with homegirl down the street, and homegirl down the street after 3 casual dates is giving him some pussy. So now you think he's going to take the time and spend the money on taking you out when you're not giving up what this other girl has already given up in the casual round? So
No, absolutely not. And he has obligation to. And at that point, I got to keep my coochie to myself. So that's a I don't lose in that category.
Hold on for a second. Let me. Y'all being cute. Y'all real cute. Let me say this. Let hand of applause. Y'all being real cute, but let's get real. A lot of y'all women's are freaks. You know what I'm saying? Like if you handle her like yeah we finna get it on. If you handle her like get a little like yeah women like that. Like women like to be handled. You understand? They like to be handled. They like aggressive men. So but let me say this. Y'all women want that, that passionate sex they see on TV, that some of that unreal shit. They want that. They want you to throw against the door, rip their clothes off. They want that. They not gonna reject.
Pause for you get us fucked up out here. Pause, because you'll put us in a predicament where a nigga will come up to us absolutely goddamn wrong, and now we get ready to go to jail.
But no,
So
no, I'm saying
you have to put a disclaimer on that, because some people will take that and run in the wrong goddamn direction. You will get somebody so fucked up.
let's say we're talking,
Okay.
we
Some
having a
women.
conversation and stuff like that. We've been talking for about 2 or 3 weeks, whatever. You feel me? I'm feeling you. We go out and stuff like that. We have a good vibe, and he's in your head. You got your juices flowing. He can have his way with you.
If she
Uh,
says yes, yeah.
yeah.
Man,
So
forget that. I've been on a lot. Man, hold up. This was prior to my marriage. Let me put that disclaimer out. But I went on many dates, and I showed them the good side of TK. Smile, grin, do what I have to
Yeah.
do. And then when we get down, like, yeah, what's up? And they be like, oh, like, girl, you want this. I'm gonna fuck the shit out of you. They like that type shit. They like, oh shit, he
That's
finna,
true
yeah,
though. They don't want no weak ass dude, bro.
yeah,
That's
like, come
true.
on, for real. If that shit goes down like that, y'all giving up the draws. Facts.
yeah, I think
It's
if the
confidence over
girl,
everything.
Facts.
I think if the girl mostly has it in her mind that she's willing to fuck you, and you do some assertive ass shit to catch her attention, yeah, I think she's gonna go along with it. But I think if you just some random ass
Nah,
fucking
no, I'm not
ugly ass dude,
saying, I'm
willing
not
to
saying
approach
being
you like
weird.
that, you got to catch some exclusive hands. Is what
Look, I'm not saying don't be a weirdo. I'm talking about you having a rapport with this person, and this is your first time, even though y'all interacting. But y'all done talk about 2 or 3 weeks on the phone, and y'all been laughing and hee hawing, and y'all had a little sexual window conversation and stuff. And then when he gets on a date with you, the vibe is still there. He's in your head, he's in your mental. He got you all worked up, and
Well,
if
if
he
she talking about sex already, she was already down before y'all met, bro. Because
but
there's a reason why women are be like, you see, I know you've seen it online, especially women be like, oh, as soon as he bring up sex, I'ma block him. You know what I mean? Like some women will be they be already ready.
Oh yeah.
You talking about a girl that's already ready.
Hmm.
Now, if you've had a conversation, we've been talking for 3 weeks or whatever the case is, and every time you try to bring up something freaky outside the conversation onto something else, and I don't entertain it, you're not gonna come on that date being like, I'm finna choke the shit out this bitch. Like you're not gonna come on that date like that. Like, I mean, you might want to do it, but if she has not given any green flags to that over the course of you having a conversation, I
see,
don't think you're gonna be as aggressive.
But see, with men, I'm a master thinker. So look, I'm good at what I do. Look, I got my wife. Hey, y'all see? Look, never mind. I ain't new to flex like that. But it's all about body language. You move in, see if she's comfortable by you entering her personal space and stuff like that. She give the okay, then you give a little hug, a little pat right here. You trying to engage and see where the level is at. You give little testers, and if she draw back like, whoa, you doing too much, then that's when you fade back. But most dudes, they don't see the signs. They thinking with their dick, they not even thinking with their head and seeing what is she's forward or is she against it. Like I said, with women, like y'all already know if y'all gonna fuck the dude or not. True or false?
We know if we would, yeah.
Okay. So
Until
it's
we
out of the
fuck
dude
it
if he
up.
gonna talk out the pussy, or he gonna talk his way into the pussy. But if y'all already out in
That is
my life
correct.
business, I give him the business. Only thing you gotta do is play it cool and get the
Yeah.
Now let me say something. Let me say something about that right quick, or give a case scenario, and maybe you fellas can give me feedback on that. So there is, or not is, I'll say was, because it's a past experience. But there was a guy that I was feeling like we were talking. We met over social media, like we were just kind of flirty with each other out of a group, right? The guy was like, I'm trying to get with you, I'm trying to be with you, so on and so forth. When can I see you? And I was like, set something up. Let's go out. Let's go out. Because I'm not a person who's comfortable opening my door as a single woman and bringing a strange man into my house. Yeah, we've chopped it up, but I would prefer that the first, second, at least the first and second date are away from my home or outside of my home. That's just my safety mechanism for me. So then the guy like had a whole attitude. Oh, so I can't. So he would send me texts. When you gonna let me come see you? You can set something up and we can go out. I didn't ask you to pay for it. I didn't even say you had to take me to a restaurant. We could have just drove the city line and vibe, chopped it up or whatever. But he caught a whole hot ass attitude. So you mean to tell me I got to take you out to see you? No, actually, you don't. And that was the end of that conversation. But it was like that was where his tick came off. Now, all before then, he was sweet as pie. But the first time that I told him I didn't want him to come into my house as a first date, he caught a whole hot ass attitude. I gotta take you out just to see you. Yeah, but motherfucker, you want to come in my house and look at my pussy. So what is the difference? Like, you're not doing that.
They don't. They get really, really upset when you don't let them come to your house, bro.
That part.
Like they
That
get
has been my
they get upset. I'll be like, nah, let's meet at the place. They be like, well, no, I want to come to pick you up. No, because if something pop off, I want to be able to get myself out of there safely. You
I'm
know
not
what I'm
even going
saying?
because I got Uber money. But the moral of the story is you can't come to my house. Why would you even think I was comfortable enough to let you in? I don't know you from a can of paint. I ain't even asking to come over your goddamn house.
Okay,
Y'all know why
Hold
that
up.
happened? Let me touch on this, Finn. Hold on.
Hold up.
This happened because he went on 175 dates with other women and he wasn't getting none, so he lost his patience. So the next
Got
woman
it.
he talked to, he said, "I'm going straight to the point. When can I meet at you at the house? Because I'm not spending no more goddamn money." That's what he was thinking. So he got frustrated with himself.
That makes sense. I appreciate
That's all
that.
it is. That's all it is. Because men have a lot of patience, but when they get to that point, they're like, "Fuck it, I'm about to say anything to get to this house. If I got to spend another dime, I'm gonna lose my goddamn mind." So you were like, "I'm not gonna let you come to the house." He was like, "Well then, fuck it." That's all it is. I promise you.
That's cool.
I agree with
Yeah.
that, and then I'll give probably the one up on that too would be that's all he wanted. He ain't want that else, so
Yeah,
he's going to be as
exactly.
direct as possible, and it's a yes or no. I mean, either we go to your house tonight, or I'm not fucking with you. And I mean that's
Moving
the
on.
ultimate, and so that's it.
That's
But
cool.
I want to say about the don't put it all on men, because women get upset as fuck when you don't let them know where you live too. Women be up in their feelings when you don't open up and let them know. Oh, I can't come over to your house. Hell no. Well, why? You got a girl there? You got a girl at that house? No, I ain't got no girl. I don't want you knowing where I live.
Mhm.
But emotional as fuck about it.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and you're right, Finn, and I'll tell you where I think that comes into play. I think most women feel like I'm not an aggressor. Or even if I was an aggressor, 9 times out of 10, if the dude really wanted to whip my ass, he probably could, depending on whatever his skill level is. He definitely gonna give me a tussle run for my money. So I think we feel like if we were to come over to your house, it's more likely that you would overpower us than us letting you in our house and you violating us on our territory. We feel like if we come over, I mean, at best, we could spit on your floor, maybe slap the shit out of you and take off running if something improper was to go that way. I'm not saying off the dump, but I think we feel more comfortable because we feel like, oh, if you bring us over, I mean, what's the worst that can happen? Versus if we let you come into our space, and let's just say we made a bad decision because you are the guy who talked up a good game until we let you across the threshold. You overpower us in our shit. That's a whole different ball game. I'm not saying that I can't get raped over his house either. I'm just saying with us, we just feel like it's different.
But see,
Somewhat.
you're thinking about physical altercation.
Yeah.
We're thinking about I let you know where I live. Now you popping up at midnight with no phone calls. Now
True.
you coming through checking to see if my car there in front of the house. Now
Right.
I got random broken glass and shit in the back porch. Like, what the fuck is like? No, it's you don't get to know where I live. No,
I
I
don't
can
do it
understand that.
because I used to
I don't
do.
disagree.
I don't go to the house, and I don't invite them to my house. It takes me a little while to. And that's only because I used to. Once I went through my own domestic violence thing, I kind of became a counselor. Not not as a career, but I was volunteering. And most of the time, it was women who. There were some men who had been victims of domestic violence and stuff like that. But the majority of them were women. And most of them were like, they were being asked why they didn't go to the police and why they didn't do this and why they didn't do that. And it's just because, well, I was told, well, you went over to his house, or he would say, you invited me over. So I thought that's what we were doing, you know what I mean? So now everybody, I think men and women are both on both sides trying to avoid the bullshit too. You know what I mean? Because it's everything's really messed up right now these days.
yeah,
So I think it's like people trying to avoid, like, oh, I brought her over here, so now she's popping up, like you said, and now my tires are smashed and my windows. She got a brick through my, and we over here like, okay, if something happened, they're gonna be like, well, why did you invite him over? You know what I mean? So everybody just trying to protect themselves, but now now it's just the way it is these days. Sorry, y'all, I'm seasoning
I
this
mean,
stuff.
because yeah, men can get that way. Men can be controlling, obsessive, knocking on your door. Who the fuck over there? Who's this nigga? You got a nigga in there. I mean, men get that way too. I think it kind of goes back to what we were saying in the beginning, which is that women tend to be a lot more emotional when it comes to hooking up relationships and intimacy. So we may get attached or we may get clingy faster depending on where our mindset or our mental is about being intimate or physical with someone, or even having a mental connection. To me, a mental connection is sexy. So once we get into each other's physical realm, I'm already feeling some type of way towards you. That's just me. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to sleep with you, but I am attracted to you because we've had intimate conversation, not sexual conversation, but intimate conversation. So I feel like for me, I'm already connected to you mentally. The physical just kind of comes along with that versus what we were saying in the beginning, like dudes can just fucking move on.
well,
Anything shit else
can I
about
ask
it.
about that? Hold on, let me ask a question about that. So exclusive,
Mhm.
what I'm hearing what you said is kind of like a almost like an infatuation period because you said women tend to get to that stage quicker in the relationship where there's emotions involved and it's a mental thing and a mental connection real quick. But women also lose that quick. So
Mhm.
it might take a man a long time to build up that connection, but then the women could have lost it in that time that it takes a man to make that connection. So I think with women it's a lot of the in the moment, the infatuation of it, the emotions that come with it in the moment to where it's not a forever thing.
Uh, I agree and disagree because it depends on what direction that conversation goes in. I could talk to you all day, talk to Dirty all day, talk to TK all day. All of our conversations, I've never had a conversation with Dirty, so we're just talking by example. All of our conversations could have been strictly platonic. Our conversations about business, hustle, Find them, fuck them, forget them. We homies. Most of my friends have been guys. We the homies. Y'all look at me as a little sis. I look at y'all as big bruh. That conversation. So I'm not infatuated with you. However, Jimmy from down the street could pull up and be like, "Oh shit, exclusive. You kind of, I'm feeling you. Let's have a conversation. We chopping it up 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. You on my line, you singing and shit. We watching TV together. That's a whole different thing. I'm on my downtime in my vulnerability place with you. So yeah, you have the ability to, for lack of a better term, manipulate me differently because I'm more here vulnerably open to what you're saying, or here more vulnerably open to what you're saying. That's where the difference kind of flows with me. You know the difference between when you saying, and I think we said this last week, you know the difference between, hey yo fam, what's good, and what's good fam, how you doing? It's the same thing.
But
Uh,
all men manipulate women for them. For every woman I had, I manipulated. I mean,
That's fair.
it's nothing wrong with it. I feel like there's nothing wrong with it.
But then if we do it, it's
but y'all do
that
do
bitch, she a lie, she a hoe, she manipulate, she this, she a
Women do
gold
it
digger.
too. Women do it too.
it. Women do
Women
it
do
too.
that shit.
Yeah,
They do
yeah,
it too.
No doubt. I'm just saying, but we get a worse rap for that.
I don't know if y'all get a worse rap for it because I think I mean, you see it in the little bullshit in your relationships in your household when it's the woman has the emotion for the day, so it's like I'm feeling emotional today, so I'm gonna manipulate him into giving me attention or something. That's I
Right.
mean, just little bullshit like that. That's what I'm saying, and it's just open up uh the same thing with the man. I mean, the man can do little bullshit just for that.
Look, I got one. This is the last topic before we get up out of here because I'm trying to get my hair done. It's halfway done. I'm trying to get some. Yeah, look, I'm out here looking crazy. My wife talking about what you doing on live, looking out like. I'm like, look, I gotta get it in today. Hey, this is the real half up. Hey, man, it is what it is. But this is the last topic that I wanted to talk about before we get up out of here. Let's say your ex was sick and you're in a relationship. Will it be if they called you to come take care of them or like that? Will it be too much? Just say if you was married and you had an ex wife, whatever that was like terminally ill, or whatever, and you tell your significant other like, hey, I'm gonna go see about such and such. Do you think that's cool?
No,
Nah,
no,
nah, you can't do that.
no.
Mm,
Sick as you is, you out of there. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
since my
You fuck with what you
ex-husband is
got.
actually my kid's dad, I would not take on the sole responsibility of caring for him, but I will make sure he's okay. And I will involve, like, if I was in a relationship, I would definitely involve whoever I was with in that as well, because I'm not going to be with nobody who has an issue with a non-issue. Me and my ex-husband is a non-issue. We don't have no problem. We don't have no beef. There is no fighting, no quarreling. I knew his baby mamas and girlfriends after me and stuff like that and stuff. But I will not take on sole responsibility for him. No, but I'm gonna make sure he's good because I feel like he would do the same for me.
So April, if you was in a relationship and your guy came to you like, look, hey, my ex, she called me. She ain't feeling so good. I'm finna stop by there and see what's wrong with her and see if she need anything. Are you cool with that?
If it's my like a situation like mine where these I've been around, these people don't have no issues, there's no fighting, there's no shady stuff, and you have children with that person, by all means go check on her.
What happened? You don't have children. He don't have children with her.
Then it's a no.
Why is it no?
Because I wouldn't do that. I'm basing that off of stuff what I would do. If my ex husband and I did not have any children together, and he called me saying he was sick, I'm gonna call his mama and his sister and his brother.
Or what if they came down here and they here by themselves and they had no family, no friends, and so they only person they knew was like really you. So they
Then I will
called you like,
assist them. Then I will assist them in getting back to the people who can help them, which would be their family.
My question off the dump is, if you know I'm married, why didn't you ask, can we come see about you?
Mm,
Mm,
straight up.
mm,
Why are
Because
you
what you got
asking
to
me to
hide?
bring myself over there solo? Number one, I'm a female, you a whole nigga. Um, and number two, even if the shoe was on the other foot, why are you inviting my husband to come solo to you? Where he may have to help you wash up, or he may have to, why didn't you invite us? If we're all cool and it ain't nothing, then you should have said, hey, do you mind if you all stop by? Not, can you come over because I'm incapacitated and I need help?
that's a good point.
Because I feel like, out of respect, if I say to you, if you invite my man, and then I say to you, oh, okay, you know what I'm saying? I don't really think shit of it. Go ahead. How long you think you're gonna be, or whatever the case. Or if you feeling uncomfortable, uneasy, you shouldn't be going anyway. But if we're good enough for me to say, all right, go ahead, how long you think you're gonna be, and you say, all right, it's gonna be an hour or two, and I dismiss it and say, all right, you can go ahead and go on your own, then that's on me. But for you to just make the decision to get up and go over there after she invited you solo, that's a whole nother salt
so
in the.
so question, is the relationship done if he go and you
And I
tell
said no.
yeah, you told him like you don't feel like that's a good
Nah.
idea, and he still went, is the relationship over?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Hey, what
Yeah.
happens if you in that relationship say for 5 years?
It's a fight, but it ain't over.
Yeah,
Nah, it's over.
I'm
Nah,
good
it's
for
over.
the I'm good
No,
for the
not
moment.
the first
Now,
offense.
if you can talk me back into relationship, that's fine. But at that moment, I said no. So we weren't in mutual agreement. So you did what you wanted to do, just got up and went over there. Yeah, then you had no respect for my opinion, my feelings. Maybe I said no because I might be slightly insecure and I don't want to sit up all night trying to play in my head what you may or may not have done. I don't know if this bitch really sick. Excuse me. I don't know if she's really sick or not. You feel what I'm saying? You don't know if this nigga really sick or not. Maybe he's sick
You
of
took
being
that
alone and
personal.
trying to get you down. You don't know, but it's not. But the moral of the story is, when you disregarded my opinion and just went anyway, that's kind of fucked up.
And me being, I consider myself a reasonable person and exclusive. I feel like you would be too. But if it got to the point where I just flat out said, "Nah, I can't do it. I'm sorry, I can't do it," and walk out the door like, "Ah, you'll be all right." Yeah,
We're good
yeah, we're good on that. I'm good on
because
that
that's where you can
because
take your shit.
So
It's
yeah,
all
that.
time wrong.
I got a question for you, AP.
Well,
When
he
you
wouldn't be living with me no way exclusive, but that's just an April thing.
Well, he said married, so I assume if it was
Oh,
your spouse, y'all in the same
oh
goddamn.
yeah, you're right. You're right.
so April, I got a question. You said you're not gonna be with a guy who makes an issue out of a non-issue, with your ex-husband being the non-issue. So if your husband up and said, "No, I have an issue with it," and you're saying, "But it's a non-issue," it
Well,
makes
if he's my husband, he's been around long before and has met my ex, met my children, met and understand the dynamics. He's been with me day in and day out to the point where he knows how much I communicate with this man. I would not have married him if I would have had, I wouldn't marry nobody that I have to deal with that type of stuff with.
what I'm saying is not every issue necessarily is a sexual issue. So he might not have a problem thinking that y'all are gonna meet up and be hooking up. He might be having a problem with the comfortability that this ex-husband has access to you. He might have an issue about the times of night or the times of day or the quality time that y'all have together, saying that y'all are both
Quality,
working and shit like that. So
quality time. You putting the extra stuff in there, I feel like a little bit. Because again, this man, if I've married him, he already knows the dynamic of what's going on. So, and he would have been able to see before we walked down the aisle if my ex-husband was calling me at inappropriate hours, if he was making any kind of, if he was doing anything appropriate. Like I'm thorough
No,
as hell. Like you're gonna find out. You're gonna know this while you're dating me before we even get to the
because
to the.
he got sick later. The sickness came later. So now the
Okay, that's fine.
yeah. So now the dynamics change. Now the hours of operation have changed. Now the comfortability and the seeking of help from you and the time that he's taking from you has changed. It's nothing like when y'all originally got together. Now it's an issue. Before it wasn't an issue, but now it is.
I guess I'm a little confused. So you're saying that after him realizing that my ex wasn't going to be a problem when we get married, my ex has suddenly became ill, and he's calling me more for help.
Calling for help at different times and the time that you're giving, it always conflicts with the time that you and your husband would be spending together. It's affecting your relationship.
You're talking about stuff that I would never let happen, but in that case, I would then like, well, first of all, my husband would be fully involved in that. He would know everything, and I would be letting my ex know that he would be with me when I come over. If he starts doing stuff like that, it's a way to do. It's a way to take care of things without having to, you know, cause too many problems, and stuff like that. So, I just, and if you're asking me personally, I personally wouldn't let it get that far. As soon as I saw that he was starting to behave differently or whatever the case is, I would make sure my husband was 100% involved in that and probably coming with me if possible. And if he said no, then I mean, again, this is based on what I was saying earlier. I would not have assumed the responsibility of taking care of him in the first place. But I will help assist his family with getting him help. Like, I'm not just gonna ask out the dude because he is the father of my. I have daughters with this man.
Okay, let me say this, and this is gonna be like the final thought. I like that TK final thought. I like that. We're gonna impute that in this little thing, my little
All right,
wisdom.
there.
But
All right, Jerry Springer. Let's
but you know
see.
what though? Honestly, would I allow my wife to go check on her ex because they not feeling well or anything like that? Me thinking who I am now, I was like, yeah, but I'm going with you. You know, I will. I will be there just in case no fuck shit is going on if the nigga really sick. But for me, I love people. At the end of the day, I don't care if it's my enemies or anything like that. If you're down and out and you asking for help, I will help you because at the end of the day, I will want somebody to do the same for me as people.
Same.
No, let's not talk about feelings, emotions. We're talking about human beings at this point. We're
Right.
not. Sometimes you got to separate your feelings from reality. Like this person is in need. This person is calling out, and if this person is calling you out of everybody that they can possibly call, it must be important. So I would say like tell him that you and your husband is coming, and we'll be there such and such and such. And if he say cool, then okay. But if he's like nah, your husband can't come, then we have an issue. Houston,
Yep.
we have a problem.
Agreed.
Look, because I'm gonna come over there. Yeah, what's
Yeah,
up?
I'm gonna ask you this: how many times a week y'all doing that? Like, how much is too much?
Uh,
When do you draw the line at?
Straight up.
uh,
Yeah, like y'all. This every night
Once.
after you get off work, y'all going through there every night to check on them. Like what's your
so this is what I would probably my best advice that I'll give to a person in this situation is, yeah, the first time it's cool to figure out, okay, what can y'all do to help him to, get him some help or get that said person some help. Then that's cool if you helping that person to get some help. But it's not going to be a everyday thing. Look, this is what I can do for you, and here's some doctors or here's a path that you need to walk. Now, if I show you the path and you don't want to walk it, that's on you. That's nothing I can do at the end of the day. If I didn't show you a way and you say you don't want to take it, then you don't want my help. That's the help that I have to offer. So it wouldn't be no on no consistently no day after day after day because no, I'm gonna show you the way. And if you don't take that way, that's on you, not me. My life, not yours.
Yeah,
I
So,
absolutely feel like once you take over a duty or a responsibility, like you're taking care of your household and you're doing that with another individual, the same way that you operate with me, is definitely a problem. Because now you're taking away from what you're doing with me. Go over there and cook, or go over there and spend coin, or go over there and run errands. Yeah, that's
I
a
ain't doing
problem.
that. No. I'm gonna show you the way. If you don't like that way, I can't help you. That's the way. But we're gonna end this. But Finn, I'm hey, Dirty, you do poetry?
Um, nah, man. I used to
he
do
spit the
music
bars
like
though.
47 years ago. I used to do music. That's about it.
So you rap, right?
That
I
man got them
used to,
bars.
man. I used to,
Used
bro. I
to.
used to.
So I'm trying to see if
Yeah.
you got any bars you can throw at
Go
us, man.
ahead and spit something,
Oh
dirty.
no, no, man.
Come on.
Them is my younger days, man. I'm old,
Uh-uh.
bro.
Come on, Dirty. This is that movie life.
Everybody always talking
This
about they
that
old,
movie.
and I'm always the oldest person here.
Nah, I didn't come here to rap, man. That's it. That's behind me, dog. I'm behind me, man.
It's still in you. Hey, you're a writer. It's all in you. Hey,
I appreciate the love, though.
April. Didn't you say you
Yeah.
something?
I said I would work on something for y'all because I feel like I owe y'all that. And as soon as it's ready, I will let everybody know.
Okay. So let's see, Finn. You ended us out last time, right?
Yeah,
All right, like so we need someone new this week. Who do we have left?
there's two of y'all. I see two. I see exclusive and I see TK the
Oh,
poet.
so you said exclusive. I don't think
You didn't say that. What?
his own like hey, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to give them exclusive. It's on you. Finn said exclusive. Right, I gotta rock with Finn. Let's go.
No, no, sir. No, we don't have to rock with Finn.
Hey, not too much on the human, man.
Man,
You should have told me be ready. I'd have wrote something, man. I didn't know this
when
was
he
that type
said
of
come
party,
up
man.
here, that meant be ready. What you talking?
But
Hey,
hey,
he
Dirty,
said check
I
out the
appreciate you coming
podcast,
up on here,
man. I
man.
was checking. What'd you say?
I appreciate you coming up on here, man. You gonna have to come
No
up here,
doubt.
spit your knowledge more time. Hey, we got poetry after dark. Tomorrow we got 10 for your cap. You know, 10 for your cap. Tomorrow we talking about how the sports are being rigged.
Mm.
So we gonna get in. We can dive in some facts and some. Hey, it's some crazy things that I've learned that I didn't know stuff was going on. But we're gonna get to that tomorrow. 10 for your cap. But I appreciate Dirty you coming up on here. Hey, you're welcome. To free to come here anytime you want. Same as Miss April. Hey, shout out to you.
Thank
Appreciate y'all.
you.
So like, hey, hey, this is a safe place. Hey, you can talk about anything and everything. This is a safe place. So just
Yeah.
come and enjoy, kick your feet up, and relax. Get you some wine, get you a cigar, whatever what you choose, to indulge in. But we here. It's a safe place, but exclusively on you. Let's go.
Oh man, does it have to be something off the dome? Can I read? Where we at?
Read something.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
we want to see how you gonna get into this poetry. I know you've been working on something.
I have been working on something. Have I memorized it? No.
Okay.
All right, so let me go over the one. I dropped it in Poetry Life, so you guys can find it there. It is my introduction. I'm going to call it my introduction poem to everybody who comes into Poetry Life. Shout out to the Poetry Life family first and foremost. We have been a lot more interactive lately with you guys, the members of Poetry Life, and I absolutely appreciate y'all for it. So this one is called Headliners. Shout out to all the fresh faces, dedicated readers, content creators, spectators, and even the educators. While I'm time traveling through my timeline, you all keep my mind circulating like fresh papers on a printing press. I'm tuned into every column, anxiously reading all about your latest news, classifieds, love connections, and obituaries from the things you no longer want to carry, but the things that you actually want to bury. May it all rest in peace. I want to read about how you see the world. What type of music vibes make you shake your hips? They say laughter is like medicine or a therapy session. Let me read about your Dr. Feelgood sessions. Awaken my soul with your necromantic spells or your wordplay. Tickle my funny bones with your comic strips. I want to gain from your investment tips. This poetry life is my crime of passion, so I accept the curious looks and the judgment. I'd love to have a one-on-one with you. Will you open up so I can read your mind? What ingredients you use to make your poetic alphabet soup? Can I get between your sheets for that exclusive inside scoop? Call me extra extra, but yeah, I'm trying to read all about it. Headliner.
Okay. Like that. Took them off me bones with
I
your
like
promise.
that.
I love your wordplay. Hey, your wordplay is getting better.
Yeah,
You,
it is.
you've been thinking. You've been
Thank you.
thinking. Look, you've been thinking. Look, and that's one thing
I've
that
been
I love.
thinking.
That's one thing that I love when you write and you actually put some thought into your writing instead of just writing a story or writing whatever that sounds good. You putting some thought into it. So I really appreciate the art.
Yeah, that was good, exclusive.
Thank you.
Most
I
definitely.
Appreciate
appreciate
y'all,
that.
man. Deep
I
to
respect you
you, man.
guys as my peers, so I appreciate it.
So
What
dirty.
you
Do you
say,
have
Finn? You choppy.
I said
so
I
dirty?
appreciate all of you. D to the U is good hollering at you, man. Exclusive.
Absolutely.
Wordplay dope.
Yeah.
You getting good at that craft. Keep
Thank
it
you,
up.
sir.
Fact.
Okay.
So
You
Thank you, sir.
so dirty. Do you have any words before you go?
Um, Not really, man. Y'all just show love. I appreciate y'all having me on. You know what I'm saying? Like I was saying, I was just gonna listen in, but hey, I'm more than welcome to jump on, man. So
Hey, that's a
appreciate
fact.
y'all. Much love.
Hey, that's a fact. Hey, we got Finn the Human, got exclusive. Go ahead and give your handle real quick before we go on and get up out of here, Finn. It's on you.
and it's Phineas Scientist White on Facebook, man. I'm not your hero. I'm not your villain. I'm just me, Finn the human. So
Two-time champion. Don't forget that. Two-time champion, reigning champion of Poetry Life. Don't forget that. We have exclusive. Exclusive on you.
What's going on? Shout out. My name is Exclusive. My thing is I keep it 100 because anything less is somebody else. Dirty, I'm formally inviting you to Poetry After Dark. You said if you had the heads up, I'm giving you the heads up. We are here live every Friday night at 9 o'clock. We like to chop it up. We get into therapy sessions between the sheets, all of that, where we just kind of spit in our crafts. So please feel free. You're more than welcome on that platform at any given time. Outside of that, you guys can find me on TikTok. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook. You can find any one of them and find me because we are here. We're a gang out here. So shout out to Poetry Life. Don't forget that we have merch. Don't forget to check us out on our lives. We have get-togethers on Fridays. We have get-togethers on Sunday nights. So shout out to y'all. I appreciate all the support, the love. You guys have been fantastic. Again, I am your girl Exclusive. Keeping it 100 because anything less, somebody else, and I'm too big for that.
And
Already.
we gonna end on that. Hey, and shout out to Eric Clary, Nikki
Unique it,
Royale, Zoe,
Dawn,
Black James, the Don,
Black
Eric Curry.
Jane,
Hey, shout out to the whole members of Poetry
Nikki,
Life, man. We here and we in effect. Hey, and
Miss
we out. Y'all
Shaw.
already know what it is. It's TK the Poet. You already know, so you ain't gotta quote it. And if I spoke it, you already know what that means. Yeah, I wrote it. We